Some breaking news. For the first time, a federal judge has ordered the release of some detainees held in Guantanamo Bay. Let's go to NBC's Pete Williams with the details. Pete, what can you tell us?
Well, this is a big deal because for the first time in the 6+ years that Guantanamo Bay has been a detainee center for enemy combatants picked up overseas, a federal judge has ordered that some of them should be released and released into the U.S., a step that the Justice Department and the Bush administration have continually opposed. Now, these are 12 people who are from China originally. They're Muslims from China, an ethnic minority known as Uyghurs. They've been held for quite some time at Guantanamo Bay, but just recently the Justice Department and the Bush administration said they were no longer considered by the U.S. enemy combatants. So the question has been what to do with them. They can't be sent back to China, the U.S. and the Uyghurs both believe, because both parties believe they'd be tortured if they were sent back there. The U.S. has been unwilling to accept them here, and today a judge said, well, they have to come here because there's no place else to send them, and you no longer have any right to hold them in Guantanamo Bay because they're no longer enemy combatants. So the next step here is, will the Justice Department appeal this? Will they try to get higher federal courts to block the release into the U.S.? That could be a very difficult mission. And, you know, it does raise a larger question about Guantanamo Bay, because as the U.S. tries to get other countries around the world to accept some of the detainees that the U.S. itself believes should no longer be held there, many of those countries are saying, hey, you set up Guantanamo Bay, you know, you should take some of them too. So this is a very key issue in the history of Guantanamo Bay.
So, Pete, give me a little more detail on the appeal that might come forward. How soon would we know about that, and what's the procedure moving ahead?
Well, I think we would know quite soon. The Justice Department and the Bush administration have been very steadfast in opposing any of the detainees coming here for a couple of reasons. One is, I think the largest reason is they don't want to set a legal precedent, because once these detainees set foot on U.S. soil, that changes their posture in terms of the kind of access to the courts they have. And while it may not be a big deal for the Uyghurs, they don't want to set a precedent here that other detainees at Guantanamo Bay could follow. How quickly it would happen within a matter of days, I think that the government could appeal.
Okay, Pete, thank you very much. I know we'll be talking about this much more. Thank you, Pete Williams. And